In the outer edges of our solar system, near the edge of the Kuiper Belt, there lies two main objects, which are Pluto and Charon. And Pluto is a dwarf planet, and Charon is Pluto's moon. But because Charon is actually round, and it's bigger than some other dwarf planets, we'll just say that Charon is actually a dwarf planet for this video. Pluto and Charon do orbit the Sun, yeah, but they also orbit something called the barycenter, right where the star is. Now, do you notice anything about this system? I'll give you a second to notice. Notice how Pluto and Charon are always opposite of the barycenter? Think of it like the Olympic hammer throw. Even though these guys are really strong, the ball is heavy enough so that they start orbiting a central point. Pluto has a distance to the barycenter of about 938 kilometers or 583 miles. Meanwhile, Charon orbits at about 19,600 kilometers or about 12,200 miles. Pluto has a diameter of roughly 2,378 kilometers or 1,472 miles. Meanwhile, Charon has a diameter of roughly 1,212 kilometers or 752 miles. It takes each object 6.4 Earth days to orbit around the barycenter once. And due to something called tidal friction, both objects are tidally locked, meaning one side of each object faces each other, similar to how the moon is tidally locked to Earth. It takes each object 248 Earth years to orbit around the Sun once. Pluto was discovered by Clyde Tombaugh in the year 1930. He's most famous for discovering Pluto. Meanwhile, Charon was discovered by James W. Christie in the year 1978. Pluto moves extremely slow around the barycenter, at about 24.2 meters per second, or about 54 miles per hour. That's as fast as a car! Pluto moves at about 4.7 kilometers per second around the Sun, or 17,000 miles per hour. Charon orbits around the barycenter at about 0.2 kilometers per second, or about 0.12 miles per second. From Pluto, Charon would appear that large in the sky. An angular diameter of roughly 4.5 degrees, about 9.5 times wider than the Moon, from Earth. And from Charon looking at Pluto, it would look something like this, which is so big I can't even put it onto one single slide. 11.5 degrees, roughly 20 times bigger than the Moon. So, do you think this system is interesting? Let me know in the comments.